Hello, this is David with songwritersmarketplace.com. In this tutorial, we'll be going over the basic settings for your new WordPress install. Now that WordPress is installed, we need to go into your site, which we'll do now. If you go up to the address bar and type in the name of your site, that would be the first thing that you do. And my site that I registered for this demonstration was viewanddo.com, and we'll go there. Now, Bluehost is affiliated with Mojo Marketplace, and they sell themes and plugins, among other things, in association with Bluehost. And so it's kind of attached to your install. So when you first time you try and log in, you'll get this page. What you want to do is go down to the bottom left of this page. You'll see login. Click on that link and it will take you to the WordPress login page. And this will be the normal page you'll get when you log into your WordPress site. Once we get in, we'll go into plugins. I'll show you how to deactivate that Mojo Marketplace plugin. So now we will log in to the account here. Put in your username and your password and click on the login. And it will take you to the admin area of your WordPress account. Okay, now the first thing you do over in the left column, see right here, Marketplace. This is the first thing we'll do. I'll show you how to take care of this Mojo Marketplace. Click on that. And, oh, pardon me, we'll go back a step here. We're not going to go to Mojo Marketplace. We're going to go to Plugins. Now, you have 3 plugins default that are default plugins for the install. Go down to Mojo Marketplace and just simply click on Deactivate. Okay. Now we're set to go into the settings. Over on the left column, once again, on the bottom here, you'll see Settings. Hover over that and then go off to the right and click on General. Now in your general settings, at the top here, you'll probably have a default name up here already that came with your install. You'll probably want to put your site title or your domain name. So in my case, I would probably just type in view, if I can type here. Came up on the drop down, view and do. My tagline, I really don't have one thought up. Let me just think. I'll probably do easy tutorials to watch and do! Exclamation point. Okay. Email address down here. You want to put in the email associated with the site where you want to receive all emails, whether it's from people visiting your site, anything from your website that you want to get the message from, whether it's from a blog, an article, off a page, off your contact. Put that email right here. Leave this unchecked. You don't want anyone to be able to register with your site at this point. And the rest of these settings, well, leave this on subscriber, new user default role. That's if you introduce a new user where you can manually input them. They would default to the basic level, bottom level, as a subscriber to your site. You don't want them to be administrator for one thing, or an editor or author more than likely. So just leave that at subscriber. If you become a membership site later, then you can decide what new members, if they register as a member, will they be a subscriber, a contributor, an author, an editor, or whatever. Time zone, you want to come into the drop down. If you know your UTC time zone, like UTC 8, which I might be, I don't really know what my area is here. So I actually will find the closest city. If you don't have the city that you live in, then you'll probably want to find the next closest city that's in your time zone that you can plug into here. And with this long list here, I don't know exactly where. I don't think San Diego's on here, but I'm close to Los Angeles. So let me find that. Okay, I found Los Angeles here. So I'm going to plug that in. Under date format, you can leave it on the default, which is fine with me, or you can choose one of these others. Time format, that's fine with me also. If you want to change it, go ahead. The week starts on, it defaults to Monday. I like to put Sunday there, so I'll change that, and then just save changes at the bottom. And after the general settings are saved, you want to come over here and click on the next one in the column, which is writing. Now under writing, as soon as we get there, okay, here we go. So under the writing settings, the top formatting, leave that checked if you want to. Just convert emoticons to the smiley face. Any of these types of keyboard symbols that you would type in, it converts to graphics. So if you don't want it to do that, you can uncheck that box. The default post category, that means once you start your WordPress site, get everything set up here, and you start your first blog, or you put your first page in, you're going to have to set categories up for your blogs. And right now, with nothing on it, it's just going to be the default uncategorized. And just as a piece of advice, don't try and default the uncategorized category, because it's the default and it won't allow you to do that. But you'll probably want to set up one of your first new categories to be blog, for instance. Once you do that and you come and do this drop down again, you'll see blog, and you can make blog be your default post category if you choose. Default post format, I would leave that standard. The rest of these settings, for now, leave them at the default. Okay, next setting over in the column here is reading. Go ahead and we'll click on reading. Now the top front page displays your latest post, or you can set it to a static page. Once you have content on here, you might want a static page on the front to give your site a specific look that you want it to default to when people go to your home page. Or you might want to be a blog format. So in that case, you would leave your latest post. And every time you post a new blog, it's going to start listing those blogs in abbreviated format on your front page that people can click and go to the full article on your site. So right now we'll just leave that at your latest post. Blog pages rather, shown at most, the default is 10. Syndication feeds shown, the most recent, they have it defaulted to 10 also. And for each article in a feed, I would leave this, I think the default is usually full text. I would leave that, put that to summary. The reason being is if people subscribe to your feed and you have it set to say 10 and you have a full article on each one of those feeds, it's much too much content to take up in a feed, in my opinion. So you're going to want to leave it on summary so it'll look nicer. It won't take up so much space. So summary, and leave this unchecked because you definitely want the search engines to index your site so people can find your site. Unless this is a test, some type of private site you want for personal use for whatever reasons, then you might want to check that to discourage search engines from indexing the site. But if not, leave that unchecked. Okay, and once again, we would check Save Changes. Okay, next on this column, we're going to go to discussion. Now under discussion, there's a lot of settings here. You'd have to read through these and see what you want and what you don't want. At this point, I'm going to suggest leave everything default until you get into it, start putting content on your site. Then you can go back here and review all these settings and decide how you want to, which ones you want to leave or change, alter, and go about it at that point. So just leave everything the way it is. Once again, we don't have to save because we're not changing anything. Media. This is just the settings for your images, your thumbnail size, the medium image size, and the large image size. There again, I would suggest leave this whole page, all these settings default. Okay, and the last one here is permalinks. The permalink is what shows up in the address bar when people are at your site, your domain address. Like up here they have the default. It would go to your sitename.com/?p, which is either page or post, equals, and then a random number that comes up as you enter content. Not very search engine friendly. I don't like that. I don't know who uses that, quite frankly. I don't even know why they set it as default. I would come down and check post name, and you'll see in this blank area down here, it inserted that for you. That way, when anyone goes to any post or page on your site, it will be your sitename.com/ and the name of the page or post that they're on. And much more SEO friendly, and it just looks nicer as a permalink to have the name of the page or post in it. The rest is fine. So after resetting to post name for your permalink, click on Save Changes. Now in this tutorial, for basic setup, I'm just going to cover one more thing. And to get there, we go to Plugins. Now once you get to your plugins, you're going to find at the top Akismet. It's already activated with your default install, so you're going to click on Settings. Now, Akismet is a plugin that protects you from spam. So people, when they come to your comment areas, there's a lot of people out there that are going to spam you. They're going to put in links back to their site. They're going to type in who knows what. It's a pain in the rear end. After a while, you're going to find out. Akismet is really good at filtering out all of this garbage, spam, that people try and put on your site. Now to use Akismet, you have to get their API key. To get that, you would click on this link here to get the API key. It's going to take you to their site. You're going to have to fill in 2 or 3 fields, your name, your email, and a password, and then you register with them. It's free, and they assign you an API key. You're going to come back here. I have an API key already, and once you get that, you're going to insert it into this field right here and click on Use This Key. And it will go ahead. It takes a little bit, but it will save that setting and activate Akismet for your site. And that's all you have to do. There, it's saved. Now it's protecting my site for me. So there are the basic setups that you want to do for your as soon as you install WordPress. The next step will be to go ahead and start adding posts and pages and design your site and pick out a theme for your site. And we'll go over that in the next tutorial. I hope this was helpful, some good information for you, and I look forward to giving the next tutorial. Until then, this is David with SongwritersMarketplace.com. See you soon. Take care.